What's up, y'all? See, documentary's about to get into it. I gotta say, I've learned a lot now. I figured out how this works now. I get it now. Unfortunately, I got the good and bad news to this thing. Okay, target individuals out there. Let me tell you how this works. Now, I understand. When you go outside, basically, sure, every day you must respond to a stimuli. So, at the beginning, somebody's going to get near you, of course, and you have to verify the technology works. So they have to be near you, and they have to make eye contact. First, that eye contacts have to be made. No matter what it is, they have to make eye contact with you. I don't care if it's driving. I don't care if it's on the street. I don't care if you're on the road. Somebody will find you. It does not matter. So it's set up already. And basically, the world that you're seeing, of course, your world's changed, of course, and they want you to be stimuli to it. Forced to recognize it, so that memory is gone. So the way you see it, the way you remember it, is erasing that memory, and this is what you know. So that's what's happening with you, if that's what you want to know, some of that stuff. And I wonder what they have the case doctors do to verify, because they can't do it. They could just videotape you and do the tapes and stuff, but it's not about that. They need to verify, so they need somebody to get close to you. Because I've tried it. I tried it for 2 or 3 days now. They even just to make sure, for the heck of it. So that means somebody has to make eye contact with me. They have to verify that the stuff's working. So they have to make eye contact. I don't care how they're going to do it. They'll get anybody. It does not matter. And it's done on a daily basis. So there's no escaping this program. There's no escaping it. Once you have what I have, there's no escaping it. So I realize that now. And remote neural monitoring is done by people, your neighbors or whoever's around you, whoever's your person in charge of you, whatever. But I do believe that they do this. I know Brian explains it so well, and he is right, unfortunately, because I tried it out just to see for the heck of it. That the remote neural monitoring is happening to you, unfortunately, and you might die technically if they don't shut it off. Because you can see a reading of a normal brain, then you're going to be able to see what a brain's like after it's been forced to a stimuli of trauma and torture and harassment. So unfortunately, this is what's going to happen to you. Unfortunately, for what I realized, I didn't think so in the beginning. I thought, maybe you can change it every day. I thought my stimuli was because of what they did to me, so I figured, okay, if I told them I'm not, being this way or whatever, I thought that would change the outcome, but it has nothing to do with that. It's gone past a different level. So I believe the CIA or DA is involved in this, because somebody in the government's got these people doing what they do, and I believe there's more to it. And I don't know who's pulling the strings, but I want to believe it's one of those two, because it's got to make sense of why I go through the same stuff I go through, and there's no way around it. And it's not schizophrenia. No, it's not. It's target individuals. We have 1,444 people going through the same thing. I can't be out of my mind having the same problem that everybody else has. So I believe what Brian says is a supercomputer, and I believe it's necessary to respond to anything. Because I mean, like today, I could use, for example, I shouldn't do that because now it'll be my memory. They got what they wanted. They had to get the response of me verifying what happened. But unfortunately, like I said, no matter where I would have went, I had to respond to that food bank. I mean, anybody would get in my face any way they could to make me respond. And every day I have to respond to a stimuli. I have to respond. You have to make sure technology is working. And then on top of that, like I said, they'll do the stares and stuff. That's the stimuli to force you to get angry. They'll take time. Think about it, because it makes you angry. Because, normal things, you would think normally you go and do what you got to do. But unfortunately, they have to stall, and they have to stall it out. Unless you pull out a phone or something and take a picture of these people or videotape them, they will do this all day long. And there's no way around it. And I see that now. That this is the way it's got to be, unfortunately, as a target individual who we are. Some people may not have the other part to them, but hopefully not. I mean, if you can escape it, cool. But past that, there's no way. And you will have the noise campaign. I have the noise campaign most of the time, in the ear sometimes. But for the most part, like I said, it's the stimuli to force you to erase your old memories with the new ones that you're seeing now around you. And Brian's right about it. He's not lying. I had to try it because I was like, let me see what the heck. I'll see what happens. He's right, unfortunately. Like I said, I don't know a way of through God or nothing. That's the only way I could think of in faith that they slow down the program. I don't know no way other than that. And I really don't think so, really, to be honest. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't see a way, because it's a pattern of new waves. Because if that stimuli doesn't get you, then they're going to form another way. The people are there just to make sure to verify and, and force the stimuli. If they can't force it, then it goes to remote neural monitoring. So there's another way. There's 2 ways of doing it. So either way, you're going to get caught. There's no other way around it. So for what I see, you can't escape it. There is no way. And unfortunately, the drama of being tortured and harassed all day long is going to drive a person insane, of course. And that's why people do what they do, of course. That's why we have killings. That's why we have, so much stuff, bad things happening, because psychologically people can't take it. And I believe it's by, I don't know if it's by law that people have to do this to you, or a government official, whatever it is, or a remote news monitor. Everybody has a hold of yours, whatever it is. And they're doing it one way or another. It's being done. And I believe it's through those two codes that I come up with, because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. So, and I feel like Brian says, there is no end game. Either you die or the computer dies before you. And I agree with him. There's no other way, because every day I must be forced to a stimuli. I have to respond. I can't just go in there and be at a job or go anywhere without responding. I have to they have to verify every day. There's no way around it. I thought I could. I've seen every trick in the book today. I mean, they threw every trick in the book today to make sure I made eye contact with everybody. I mean, like, so much stuff that you feel like it's like a circus out there. But that was the purpose of it. I must verify. They don't care if they got to get in front of the road when you're driving, just to verify. It must be done. There is no way around it. I didn't believe so, but I had to try. I had to try, because I was like, I wanted to believe, see if he was telling the truth. But he is. There is no way around it. And I believe it's government. I think it's CIA or DOA, whatever it is. That's got the people why they won't say anything, why they won't respond to it. And yes, most of your family friends do know something. I don't believe that. But I don't know how much they're told or how much they're not told, whatever. I couldn't tell you. But I do believe it. With my heart, I do believe it. And unfortunately, for me, it sucks, because our brains are being mapped, and one day our brain's not going to look like a normal scan. It's going to have so much trauma to it, because our brain psychologically is not used to all that. We're used to doing normal as we remember it. So by forcing this new world, it's erasing the memory. It's about your memory, about what you got, what your memory is. So basically, in short, it's deleting the old memories and placing the new ones. So then this will be your final. This is the way you look at it. So that's why you see it that way. I would tell people to get out there and still keep doing what you do. I'm not saying don't live your life, but I want to say, if you don't have nothing to talk about, you have nothing to respond to, don't respond to it, because most of it's just a show, and it's not technically there for your benefit. It's there to do for what they need for the cause, for whatever they do it for. I think the people are told something different. And I think what it is what Brian is saying, is because think about the harassment, the torture, the death, murder, death, kill. So they're killing you, in short. It's just a slow death to a stress. And it's done by communities in different areas. So no matter where I go, it'll be the same. So, and that's how they're killing, technically you're killing people, but if they had to go by it, they'll tell they're not killing you, because they haven't touched you. They haven't touched you. Like I said, it's psychological. So in the mind, people are not going to see it that way, but that's what it is. Unfortunately, is murder, is death, is slow death. So there's no witness, nothing that ties them with them, because they haven't done nothing to you physically, but it's mentally, because you're tearing somebody's world down of what they know and how they remember it. But unfortunately for us, I tell us to try to remember the world the way we remember it before all this, because that's what they want you to do, is the drama, to keep it going. Like I said, I shouldn't talk about it now, but I'm going to do it because I want to put a message out for people. And I usually don't do this because I thought it was a bad idea, because I didn't have no answer for you. And I still don't have an answer, unfortunately, guys. I thought I had an answer, but I know what it is. But how to stop it? There is no stopping it once you're linked to the supercomputer and remote monitoring is going on. And anybody can get a hold of it. It does not. It won't matter. And unfortunately, it wouldn't matter where you went. It'll be the same. Once you're a target individual and you have what you have in you, whatever I have, I believe it's the chip. That's what I call it. But whatever. And basically, in short, that's the way I look at it. And Brian tells it way better than I do. He explains everything and why it is and all that stuff. Because I always wonder, I said, why did GameStop? And I said, what's the purpose of this? But it's for the trauma, because, like I said, it's your stimuli. They have to force it on you. It has to be done. They have to make sure. And then verification, so basically your site has to be done for verification at the beginning of your date. They must do it. And then they have to make sure to verify the system in there is working. Whatever they got inside me, it's got to work. So somebody's going to get near you to do it. Trust me, I've done it. I wish I could record it. I've seen it so many times, it's a shame. So somebody has to get by me to verify. Eye contact first, of course, always in some kind of way. Second thing is, like I said, you have to respond. They don't care how you respond, but you have to respond. They don't care how they do it. I've seen that. I tried one day. I had an early shift. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I didn't say nothing because I didn't care. I was so tired. I didn't care about talking to nobody anyway. I was just so tired, just for the regular basis. But unfortunately, I had to respond. And if I didn't respond, somebody else would get in my grill every time. It never fails. Somebody would get in my grill, and I was like, okay, why are they going to get in my grill all the time? They'll make it their business to get close to me as possible to make me respond in some kind of form. So I have to respond to it. I don't have a choice in the matter. There's no choice. They will get somebody else to do it, and somebody else will run into you, and somebody else will do it, and somebody else will do it. It'll be a routine. So I don't know if it's the cell phones, that gets them to do this. I mean, to let them know, hey, he's not responding. We got to do something, or what? I don't know. So I can't tell you on that. You know what I'm saying? How that works right now. It's the way I look at it. All I can say is keep striving out there. Be yourself. Don't let them get the best of you. Keep fighting. This targeting stuff sometimes is sad when you see what happens to people, and I'm sad when I see it. And Brian is absolutely right. Like I said, this is the death. This is the end. When it comes to that, hopefully, like I said, they stop the remote neural monitoring. They stop it because it's killing people. And the people they use for stalking process just to get verification, what they have to do is what's taking people out too. The harassment that you take at jobs, the beatings you take by the community, everything. And Brian explains why they do what they do. All I couldn't understand was who's pulling the strings. Of course, I can't figure that part out. But Brian's right. He's not picking up anything. I tried it just to even verify because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind, because I always check. I'd be like, you know what? If he's lying, I'm going to find out. But he's telling the truth. So basically, in short, we are killing our own people by whatever means they're doing this. To do this, of course. And but I like when he explains what it is, And he tells you that loud music, of course, slows down the progress of the targeting, because you need your brain not to think. So the music is helping you. Music helps you. Multitasking helps you. I would say, like I said, books, movies, games, whatever you want to do, distract yourself from the program as much as you can. Distract yourself from what you're thinking about, because they don't want you, they want you to think about what's going on in your mind every day. Think about the stress, because like for me, for example, they know my stress is my word job. That's my stress, because I already know I'm going to be mobbed. I know I'm going to be treated badly. I already know the system. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've went every place. I've documented every one of them, guys. So I'm not making up anything. So I've seen it. So what it is in my mind. You know what I'm saying? For what it more than what it is. So I found a way to let it go, because I know they're going to do what they're going to do. So just like I know what they do at the food bank, just like I know everywhere I go it's going to be the same thing. So I let it go now, because it's not a big stimuli factor that bugs me that much more as it used to. Because when I first started, it bugged the crap out of me, because I didn't like the way I was treated, and as from people I don't even know, doing this in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? And remote neutral monitoring is basically short. Like I said, they have a device that basically it reads your algorithm. I want to say your heart or whatever, or your algorithm. It'll let you know, like EMR, like what's the name said. I don't know if it's Kevin, whatever his name is. He was talking about it on there, and they do have it. I've seen it in the car before. So yes, it is one. And they check, to see how you're doing. See if you're, I want to say how you're acting. See if you're tense, or you're going, getting mad, angry. They know how to do it. They have them in phones. They know what they're doing. They're waiting to see if that's what it is, if you're gonna act off that. And unfortunately, like I said, fortunately for them, I really don't have nothing, so there's no point. There's waste of time for them doing what they're doing, because I have nothing. I don't really care. What they're doing is garbage to me. It's stupid. So I don't have no. You're not gonna get no response out of me. That's a waste of time. You gotta do more different things to get something. That's not gonna work. It's a retarded thing. But unfortunately for me, like I said, everything's a pattern. So like I said, the new wave will come out. So they'll come up with something new to target me. Whatever stimuli they can use to get to me, to get that rush, to get me, to get mad, harassment, anything possible. And like I said, they'll do it two ways. There's remote neutral monitoring, like they said, like Kevin said, he was right. And they have to do it by visual, do it in person. And they have to do stuff that get on your nerves, because it has to be done every day to force you to a stimuli, so they're going to make sure the machine's working. So that's why I have all that trouble. That's why I get mobbed at jobs. That's why they do it, because I have to. And they'll find any way to do it. Like a dude like I said, for example, the dude in the truck, he kept looking back and forth all day long, back of his car, 50 million times. And there's nothing in his car. As soon as I pull up, he starts doing it. Routine. It's just routine for the cars every time. Like I told y'all, if y'all watch my old documentaries, the lady with the makeup, the hair, the way she's looking out the window, make sure she's putting lipstick on, whatever the heck it is, it's totally different routines they do. But it's supposed to get me irritated, because, like I said, it's a stimuli. It's supposed to irritate me, right? Because why would somebody do that to you when you pull up? Why would you do that, right? So in your head, you're supposed to react, because normally that's a normal reaction to somebody doing something stupid, right? That's your normal reaction. So when you see that, you're going to react. which anybody would in their right mind be like, what are they doing? Anybody, I don't care if who it was on the road. So you're going to react. So of course that's my stimuli. So I got to react. So then my reaction is, what the heck are you doing? Of course, why don't you just drive? But that's, of course, like I said, it's a reaction. Everything's about reaction. Everything you do, everything. Like I said, it doesn't matter. They have to get that stimuli out of you, and they don't care how they get it. And if they can't get it, then they go to, like I said, remote neutral monitoring. They have to. And I'm verifying for them, which I shouldn't do, of course, because that's verification now that I just told y'all what I told y'all. But I wanted to keep it real with y'all because I figured that out today. I was like, okay, so it doesn't matter what I did. I had to see. Like I said, I used to think it was because they thought I was crazy. They'll do the stuff they do, but no, it has nothing to do with that. It's part of the system of what they need to do now. It has nothing to do with anything else. And you're not going to find another way. So my stimuli will be forced to me tomorrow. It'll be the same thing when I go to work. It'll be the same thing. They must respond. I have to make eye contact to verify their verification is working no matter what. So the first bit of my day, it'll be the same thing. And then I have to respond. That's the second thing. I have to respond. And they have to check to make sure their stuff's working. Then after that, they're going to find, I call it a mark trigger. So there's going to be somebody that's going to try to irritate me, to make me mad, so they can get that response from me, because I need to be mad and angry. Like I said, this system is set for death. There's no way around it. If you look at it, if you think about it, between the gang stalking, like I said, the remote neutral monitoring, and then that's death. Pretty much in short, because you're killing the person slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's more about the technology, unfortunately, like Brian said, to the end, because that's the only way it works. I had to figure it out myself. I had to try it, because I don't believe nothing unless I try it for myself. And I saw it for myself, so I believe it. I don't think he's lying. And there's no way around it. I'll let Brian tell it, because he explains it better than I do. Like I said, he goes in detail, and he explains why it is what we're going through and why they do what they do. And it's necessary. All I can tell you is respond if you have to respond to people. Respond to people you might know, but don't respond to random people you don't know, because most of the time that's just a show. That's not for... They're talking to you because they need you to respond, and they have to make sure that it's verification. It has nothing to do with caring about talking to you. It really doesn't. Not at all. It wouldn't even matter. So it took me a while to realize that, because I was like, wow. I said, so it wouldn't matter if I talked to you or didn't talk to you. I said, wow, you were going to make me respond. And there's no way around it. Even if I don't, let's say I have a day I just don't want to say a darn thing. I really have blank in my mind. Nothing going on. They're going to make me respond to it, and I have to respond. There's no way around it. So I figured that out. So he is right. I just don't understand this part. I don't get, how can other people participate in this? Because it's killing somebody. That's the only thing I don't get. And I try to figure out, is he right about the CIA and DOA? I don't know, but I believe there's more to it than what's been laid out there. I believe so. And he explains everything. And even Brian explains the card thing too. The noise campaign, the card thing. He explains that too. It's entrapment. Like I said, you're already set up, and he is right. It's like a floating box. So pretty much they have me all set up, and no matter where I go, it's already rigged. So somebody's going to be out there on the corner, and they're waiting, and they're going to verify. I had two people that almost jumped in the middle of the road today, almost, just to see if they can make eye contact with me, because like I told you, they must make visual every day just to make sure their verification worked to log me to that supercomputer. So they have to make verification. So this dude jumped in the middle of the road 2 times today. 2 or 3 people jumped in the middle of the road just to make sure they made eye contact with me. Almost, like I said, I could have ran them over, but like I told you, they have to make verification. If I can't put my head down and just, do what I do, what I'm saying, and just don't pay attention to nobody. It does not work like that. They have to verify. And they don't care who they get to do it. So this is my truth to it all, and I have my other stuff about targeting guys. I've been telling y'all for the last 3 years of what I've gone through. So that's how I lost everything. I took a lot, man. People don't understand the mobbings and what they do, the harassment, they don't understand how that works. So it's killing people, the people that participate in this. So here's Brian. He tells more.
San Diego, California, on February 4th, 2018. Sleep deprivation continues. Last night, my sleep tracker says I got 3 hours.
I think it's present here.
That's the chat rooms and the conference calls. If you value your life, get out now. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. I understand the technology. Most targeted individuals do not understand the technology. If you understand the technology, you can spot the tactics. Okay, you can spot what's going on. If you don't understand the technology, you're a sitting duck. Get out of the forums immediately if you value your life. Well, let me explain how that works. The government controls the so-called mainstream media. Okay, there's no such thing as freedom of the press. There never was. That's an illusion. Okay, ever since the Operation Mockingbird in 1963, the government has hijacked the so-called mainstream media, and they control. They have their people, they have their informants, they have their methods and the technology to control the flow of information, to guard, control, and manipulate all information from the so-called mainstream media. What they cannot control, what the government cannot control, absolutely cannot control, is the internet. The reason the government cannot control the internet, when I say government, I'm specifically referring to the shadow government, okay, and that's two things. That's the intelligence agencies and the Department of Defense. Now, there are two entities that rule America, that run America, okay, that hide behind the scenes that people don't, they think this is a democracy. No, it's not. You live in an illusion. You're delusional if you believe that. It's a technocracy. It's a technocracy. That's what it is. I mean, if you really want to understand what America has become today, it's not really an electronic concentration camp anymore. It's a psychotronic concentration camp, and I'll explain. We live in a technocracy, okay? They control the mainstream media, this so-called mainstream media, okay? All the news outlets, all the television, radio, internet, etc. They control all that. They have their people in place, okay? They have their methods and technology to filter all information, okay? What they cannot control is the internet. And the reason that the government cannot control it is, again, it is too decentralized. It is too enormous. It is too big, okay? There are too many networks around the world. They simply cannot control it. The Pentagon hates the internet so much, they have labeled it an enemy communications platform. That's how bad they hate the internet. They simply cannot control it, okay? And you can Google that. Pentagon labels internet enemy communications platform. They can't, because they can't control it. And the reason why is it's too fractured. It's too balkanized, okay? There are just too many. It's too enormous. There are too many networks, meaning it's too decentralized, okay? So what they do is the shadow government, using provocateurs, using an army of organized of government informants and provocateurs, they flood the internet, especially with the technology such as chatterbots, which are automated special language AI software programs. Okay, they flood the internet with disinformation, misinformation, misdirection tactics to manipulate search engines, key search terms in those search engines, to route the individual to disinformation or misinformation when the individual is trying to find out the truth. Okay, there are so many ways they can go about it. I really don't have time to go into that right now. What I do want to tell you is you need to get off the calls. They're using two methods. They're using chatterbots on these calls, and they're using organized cyber stalkers, which are basically government informants turned provocateurs, okay? Now, if they understand what they're doing, and they have been told, by now they must understand that, this is about mind control, this is about targeting the will, intellect, and emotion of victims, that, targeting the human soul. They have sold their soul, it's over for them, okay? People think that, there's only one unforgivable sin. No, there's not. No, there's not. There's more than one unforgivable sin. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is not the only unforgivable sin. Unforgiveness, for example, is unforgivable if you understand the scriptures. There's a point where God will, it's called the dread release, He will cut you off, eternally cut you off. And when you go after the soul of another innocent human being, look at what happened to the people in the Old Testament that did that, and in the New. Okay? So I'm trying to tell you is, these people, I'm not trying to get into a biblical conversation. What I want you to understand is you have to get off the internet forums. You have to get out of those conference calls. You have to get out of those chat rooms. The government informants turned provocateurs, the chatterbots, etc. Okay, on social media especially, get off of social media.
Okay, that was like Brian was saying about social media. That's what he's talking about. Like I said, some of it right there. And I think he's absolutely right. I wish I would have known more. Like I said, I didn't know. It took me a while to figure out. God help me. I didn't know. But he is right. I'm sad to say it. I wish he wasn't right. I wish he wasn't. It's really a sad thing. And like he said, don't respond, like I said. And he tells you why the people are necessary. Like I said, he explains what's going on. I would say Brian, too, is the guy that I would say go-to guys as target individuals. I would say go to him, or at least try his method out and see what happens. Because I tried it, and he was right. Everything he said, they did exactly what I thought they would do. And he did exactly what they said. I said, wow. I said, so no matter what I would have did, I said, you were going to do that no matter what. And I laughed because I was like, wow. So it did make a difference. I didn't have a chance. No matter how hard I would have fought, you were going to do what you were going to do anyway. So I had to go through the program. So I had to be treated that way. It was not going to make no difference what I did. And you were not going to let me not get away from you, because people are going to do it. What I can't figure out is, what do they have that's so powerful that, to the human spirit, to make people just jump off that cliff, to do that? That's what I can't figure out. Is it law? I wonder, is it law? I wonder. So that's my curiosity. I've always been curious about that. Like I said, I have some questions that I really like to know that I don't think I'll ever get the answer. But I hope one day I will, because this is a sad thing that's going on, and that's why it's happening. Like I said, I understand that now. I understand it now. But like I said, it's supposed to be rerouting your brain. So after a period of time, unfortunately, it's rerouting my memory. So everything that, I think of, like it's changing it. Everything you think of, because like I said, my world's different now than I remember it before I got targeted. So everything I've done is different. So, but it's making me project those memories I had is leaving. Now it's going to, this right here, what I know. So I try to keep in mind of my old memories of how I remember everything before all this, because that's the part that's, messing you up. I can't say you can have a life past this. I mean, you can, like I said, you can hold the phone up all day and videotape and all that stuff, but I still think you're still messing yourself up in a way. I really do, because I don't really want to hold a phone 24 hours a day, trying to hold a phone all day long to see it, verify, watch people do stupid stuff all day long. It's circus. I don't have time for all that. I'm on a mission. My mission was to survive, but I see the way this is being done. I don't know. Is there a way? I feel like your rights are gone. Everything's gone off of it. You can't even do anything. So I'm still fighting a good fight. I don't have an answer still, guys. I was looking for an answer. I was fighting. I just don't have an answer. And like I said, there's no other way around it. So, y'all pray for these target individuals out there, to go through this, because I understand why they do suicide. And I do understand why they kill people. I understand why they do the crazy things they do. Because, like I said, it's psychological. It's not physical. There's no harm, no torture done to you, not in a physical realm. But it's more of the psychological, And, and everything that's done to you is just, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. And the stuff you see, you can't believe what you see. And you're just like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. But unfortunately, like I said, it's supposed to be so you could be dramatized, and used to it. So then it's a stimuli. And they have to keep forcing you through that stimuli, like I said, every day. That's what I was telling another person I was talking to. I was telling her the same thing. You must be forced to it. And I was going to tell her, nothing against her, but I was going to tell her, just because you do God thing, that's good and all. Don't get me wrong. But they use that too. They'll use anything. Like I said, it does not matter. Whatever, use verification. They'll use anything. Buddha, God, Moses, Jesus, whatever you're into. If you're thinking about this, thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? It's more about your words. Like I said, it's about your soul, more or less. That's what I feel like they're going for. And there's no way around it. So, this is the documentary signing out. I just wanted to think, I thought I should put that out there, because, like I said, I saw it today and I was like, wow. I said, it was just like Brian said. Everything they did was just like you said. Everything. Like verbatim. So, if he's lying, like I said, try what he says one time. Try not to respond one day to target individuals. See what happens. Just to see for the heck of it. Just to see what they do. And I tell you, you'll see some response. You'll be like, what are they doing? You'll be like, wow. So you're going to have to respond. You'll see that you have to respond no matter what. You don't have a choice in the matter. Somebody's going to get near you to make you respond. Anything they can. Any way possible. Anything. So I couldn't just go in there and don't say anything. They have to make me say something. I have to. I couldn't just go in there and be like, like, what's up? And then go on my way. No, I have to respond to something, that needs it. I don't care if they got to tap you on the shoulder. That's a response, because you have to respond, right? They tap you on the shoulder. Whatever the case is, you have to respond as a target individual. You have to. And there's no way around it. And I got more of my information. I have it sliced somewhere. So, like I said, it shows this 24/7, this gang stalking, community harassment. But that's why they have both ways. Like I said, to verify. They could actually do it by video, but I guess that's just too complicated for them. So I guess they use the people as a way of verification. So those two things must be done: the visual, and you must respond. Those two things are done every day. I know that now. It has to be done. I realize you can't escape those two. So I must do visual and I must respond. And after that, they must use a trigger every day, a trigger to make me irritated or something to make me mad. It must be done. But unfortunately, like I said, it's killing you in time because the brain can only take so much, and it's dramatizing the brain because the brain's not used to all that. Unfortunately, so they're killing you psychologically in the head because you're being harassed all day long. So in your mind, you're taking that what you know as your visual now because that's what you're seeing. So that's exactly what's happening. So unfortunately, there's no way out of it, that I've seen. Unless somebody stops the program, and I don't see that happening. Unless, like I said, a bunch of target individuals come together and throw flyers out there, or people come together and God stops it, which I'm praying to God that does happen, or expose this program. That's all I can say. And I think target individuals, we got to come together on what it is that's doing this. That's the only way to stop it. I don't see no other way. Everything else is futile. It's not going to work. So I send this out to y'all. Pray for me out there. I'm still fighting a good fight. I'm praying it stops. I'm hoping I can slow at least the community down here, because some days I just want to be able to do normal things. Go to the gas station and not wait for somebody to do my head movement or make sure I make eye contact with them just to talk. If I don't want to respond, I don't have to say anything. But unfortunately, like I said, every day it must happen. I don't care what part of the day, I must respond to it. Just like at work, I remember my last time at work, I looked at them like they were crazy because dude tried to get in my face. He did everything he could to make a reaction out of me, just all in my face, staring me down. And I was like, I said, well, he looked goofy as I don't know what, but but they wanted to provoke you. Like I said, it has to do a trigger. Like I said, they must check it, and they must go off the EMF, whatever I think the dude calls EMF, and they must check and see if I'm gonna, if I'm raising up, but I'm not, because I think it's kind of stupid. But I'm looking at him like, okay, that's dumb. But as long as you don't get, as long as you don't get in my face, like, and push me or something, then, hey, I'll tee off on you. I ain't got to talk to you. I'll just tee off on you. As long as you ain't doing nothing like that, then, do your looks. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you're going to get because I don't care. You're not getting anything. So, but if you get my bubble and try to, push me or something, I'm going to knock your head off. That's just the way I'm going to do it. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm just going to go ahead and start wailing on you. That's just, who I am. I don't do the, do that junk. But I'll take the, the stairs and stuff. That's, it's kid stuff. So I'm learning to deal with that better, because I feel like that's a stimuli. Just like on the roads where they slow down, they stop on purpose. That's a stimuli. They want you to react. They must make me react. I could see the guy did today on the truck. I was going to the food bank, and he made sure he looked back the whole time, and he took his time going down that, turning that corner. And every time they do something slower, each time down that road, and I could see him just taking this sweet time. And I knew it, but I didn't even react to it because I knew it was done on purpose. And he kept looking back to see if I was going to react. Like I said, see, and that's how I verify. I must react. I must react to it. If I don't react to it, you got nothing to run on. But if I would have reacted to it, then he'd been like, got him, see him reacted. They had what they wanted. Like I said, verification, I must react, and it angered me. Like I said, it must be somebody must anger me every single day. But it didn't get to me. I thought it was stupid, but I was like, hey, I didn't really care. I was zoned out. I really didn't. I didn't think twice about it personally. But like I said, I'm bringing it to you because, like I said, I shouldn't have done that. Now, like I said, I'm verifying that, that it went down. But in my mind, it was kind of like, that's goofy. If that's what you're going to do, go ahead. I'm no rush. I'm off today. I really give a care. I'm going to the food bank to get food for my house. I don't. You can take your time going down the road if you want to. You can stop at lights when they get green and pull, and go slow. Go for it. I'm not at work. That don't affect me none. That's stupid. So, but that's part of your, like I said, you're targeting your stimuli. That's what I was trying to tell a friend. A stimuli, like I said, your pattern. Everything's a pattern they do. Everything. And that's the flaw in the system. It's a pattern. That's what gives them away. And like you have a pattern, they have a pattern. So I say follow the pattern. If you follow the pattern, you'll find the flaws, and you can tell the difference between what's real and what the system is. If you follow the pattern, it's there. If I ain't seen it, I wouldn't believe it. Like I said, I'm only telling stuff I see. I can only tell you how it works from what I know. So I document to y'all because I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. Last time I said I had nothing to say, so I figured this time I would, I'd put it out there, my truth, And one day, like I said, they might kill me before time because of the way it's set up. I don't know, I can't tell you it won't, because after a little while, everybody has a limit, and and the way you're treated, and all the stuff you have to go through, and there's no way around it. I mean, what do you want somebody to do? And all you're trying to do is survive and defend yourself. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't know if it's a law that they have to do this, or is it, government thing that you have to do this. I don't know. That's the part I'm curious about, I wish I knew. Or they don't want to be next, so they don't want to be near you because they want to be next. Those are the questions that still strives me, that I'm trying to figure out. Everything else I've figured out. Like I said, I know all the other stuff. I know why they do the gang stalking. I know why the people. I know why they're sent out there. I know what they're told. Well, kind of know what they're told. Because I feel like everybody's told something different. To get out there and be at their specific time, to be there at a certain point and do what they do. But I can't figure out. Like I said, I can't figure out like what makes them do it no matter what. Like what makes them, hey, I got to do this. That's what my curiosity is, because he's in my sight. I have to do this. That's my curiosity. I haven't figured out yet. So this is the documentary signing out. Hopefully I gave out some more information. Like I learned, there's 2 different ways of doing it. I didn't know that, so that's how it works from what I'm getting. I'm still learning, putting the pieces to the puzzle together. It's all going to come together one way in the end. But like I said, I do think Brian's right about what he's saying, because I always try what he says, because every time I try, they prove me right. And I feel sad because I'm trying everything he's saying. And if he was wrong, then what, and he worked underneath them, so, how could he not know what he's talking about? And I try it, just to confirm. So, Brian's right. Unfortunately, that's going to be my demise. Unfortunately. And it won't be a natural cause because of what has been done. And it won't be just natural what it is, because of what is being done. So, this is C Documentaries. It's your boy. Peace.